Welcome to
Crazy, right?
A podcast
Be your own person.
for those affected by
Crazy, right?
mental health,
I wanted to just try it.
Crazy,
It's something that I've struggled with for a while.
featuring live improvised music
Now I finally got my head right again.
by your host,
am I right? Crazy,
It feels good to talk about it.
right? Crazy, right?
Dave Asher.
My guest today is Matt Griffo. He is an internationally touring musical comedian whose original songs on ukulele and piano have been featured on Funny or Die and BuzzFeed. Matt, thanks for joining me here today in my studio. I'm going to step over here to my piano. What can I expect if I see a Matt Griffo solo show? What does that look like?
It'd be songs on piano and ukulele and with stories. So I'm telling stories that then might lead up to a song.
When you're telling these stories, they're derived from your personal life, or are they derived more just from a standpoint of a comedic premise?
It can be both. Some songs are related to me.
What's one of those songs?
Oh boy. One of those songs goes, we're all a little bit fucked up. And then I have the audience, when I say fucked up, they go, fucked up. We're all a little bit fucked up. We're all a little bit fucked up from things in our past. And then it goes on like it's a kid's song, but like really intense.
Right. So, for you,
Yeah.
what if you were to imagine, or really just to literally explain, what about your past is fucked up?
I was always alone as a little kid, and I never thought of it as a negative thing, but my dad was always working, my mom was gone, my brother and sister were always gone, so it's basically me at home all the time. Compared to what other people tell me about, there was like no parental supervision. Oh, and then there was a lot of lying. I've never told anybody about this. There's a lot of lying. My mom would go on dates, but my dad and mom were split up. So my mom would go on dates, and then I would have to like tell my dad that my mom didn't go on a date that I went with her on. And so I would have to like get really good at pretending that didn't happen, so I didn't hurt my dad's feelings. Which was really hard as a kid growing up, having to lie for your mom to the other person that loves you. I was like confused. I was like, but you're supposed to do what your parents say. So it was very, as a 9-year-old, 10-year-old, it was a very confusing thing.
Is there anything about you that you hide from people?
Oh yeah, I forget a lot of stuff. I guess I don't tell people like I've got memory stuff, but I will avoid the issue, or I'll avoid the topic.
What does that mean, memory stuff?
My great-grandmother had Alzheimer's. She died of stuff related to that. My grandmother now has it. My mom will deny it, but she's totally got it. And I know I have it as well. I have so many symptoms of very young stages of Alzheimer's. I've had it for a long time.
And you don't tell people about this?
No, because the times I've told people about it, they really dismiss it because people think of Alzheimer's as an old person thing. So as a young person to say, oh, I've got, like some signs of Alzheimer's or whatever, they'll be like, you're just forgetful, which a lot of people can be forgetful, but it's how often, or it's the lack of not understanding direction or not being able to recognize certain faces or like little things that are for like my wife, she's like so quick. She's like, oh yeah, that information, got it.
Would you be willing to improvise a song? You're a version of yourself where you have difficulty remembering things. Mm-hmm. Your character's interacting with a new relationship. The bit is that you're trying to cover up for the fact that you just don't remember what y'all have talked about on dates or anything like that.
Okay, got it. All right. Oh, hello. Remember when we talked about the fish tacos last week? wasn't me. Oh, that wasn't you. I meant when we talked about the spaghetti that you make at your home. We never talked about spaghetti at all. Right, exactly. That was not what I meant to talk about right now. How about we talk about you? Okay. Well, remember last week when you told me that thing that you do? That's very vague, what's that thing that I do? Jeez, you talked about it for an entire hour, and I said, ooh, I'm really into that too. Ooh, really drawing a blank right now. Ooh.
How could you forget what you said to me?
I don't know how I could forget. Maybe it's because I'm a little bit forgetful.
Well, now let me remind you. You told me that you love me.
Oh, did I say that I loved you?
I told all my friends that you were the one.
And do we have a son?
It's funny that you mentioned that.
What?
We've got 3.
Oh, that's a really big thing to forget. I'm so sorry. I forgot that we have 3 sons. And I guess I love you.
Right. So does that make the album? Does that make the cut?
Oh yeah.
Right. How did you meet your wife?
In 2009, I was doing a variety show. I was one of the variety acts doing my solo music and comedy. I was backstage, and backstage there was this girl who was stretching on the ground. And I thought, oh my gosh, this girl's gorgeous. And so I thought to myself, I'm gonna use the strength that I have, which is being silly. So I was very jokingly stretching, like, oh yeah, I can stretch too. And then she looked at me with this look that said, I am not interested in any way whatsoever. And then I amped it up, like, with the jokes. And I was like, oh, yep, stretching, you stretching too? I can do that. She did not want any part of it. So then I went off, friended her on Facebook, tried to hit on her there, but that also did not work. Tried to invite her out to some shows. Nope. And then in 2013, I was at a wedding. I was actually playing piano for a wedding, and I was DJing it later. One of the guests that was there gave me this look, like this piercing look that said, I'm gonna take you home tonight. And I was like so flustered. I was like, whoa, what's that? What is that? Like, look at those eyes. And I thought, who's that really attractive person? So I played the ceremony, and then afterwards I found that girl. But I noticed when that girl, when she looked at me, I saw that she was with a dude who they had the same flowers on. So I thought, wait, she got a boyfriend? So I said to her at the event, I said, excuse me, just ask you a question. Are you single, or is that your boyfriend? And she went, oh, I'm single. That's not my boyfriend. That's my friend. The guy said, yep, that is correct. And I said, okay, cool, got it. And later that night, I kept talking to her. Later that night, I was DJing, and I played the song At Last, and went out from DJing, and I danced with her. It was a friend's wedding, so that was kind of okay. It wasn't like I was breaking too many rules there. Danced with her, and then later that night asked if she wanted to go to the Green Mill. So we went to the Green Mill, and then she took me home. And that's the first time she remembered me. I did not remember who she was. I did not remember that meeting her in 2009. Later I was like, oh yeah, but it took a bit to bring that back in my memory, and I was really excited to remember that. So that's how we met.
What is your favorite comedic song that you've ever written?
Oh, my favorite comedic song I've ever written. I think it's partial. It's a song called "Enjoy Yourself," but I like it so much partially because I really like the music too. Not just the concept of it is enjoy yourself before you're dead is the concept of the song. And then it talks about how you should enjoy yourself before your time is gone.
Is it a song you play and sing on piano?
Yeah.
Would you be willing to play some of it for me?
Sure,
Great
sure.
places?
Yeah.
Life ain't going right for you, but believe me, you're gonna pull through. Oh, your lover found another, and he was your brother, but you'll have more fun with someone new. You're texting when you are all alone. You're out with friends and you're still on your phone. No, you should stop and smell the flowers and put your phone down for an hour. Have a real conversation of your own. Enjoy yourself before you are dead. Your life is thinner than a thread. Don't wait for excitement to happen instead. Enjoy yourself before you are dead. And then it goes on from there.
Great. I love that. That was great. Thank you for sharing that. How often do you yourself feel like you are not in it and enjoying yourself?
A fair amount, where I have I try and be so present, and I am so present when things are going on. But if nothing's going on, I'm like, oh my God, why are things not going on right now? I need to be doing something to enjoy myself.
You mentioned earlier that you feel you are depressed. You have not sought a diagnosis, but you would describe yourself as depressed at times?
It's always a thing that creeps in to the point where I remember being 10 years old, being in the kitchen and just like putting a knife up to my wrist and being like, I want to do that.
So as young as 10, you've had moments of depression to the level of wanting to not be alive.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And does that continue to this day?
Yeah. And I subdue it quite a lot with projects, with positive projects, and with filling people I love around me and friends and hanging out with everybody, because that helps a lot. But I always think about, because I've had so many friends who have committed suicide, so I always think about how I felt, which is like really hurt that they did it, and also that I couldn't help them anyway. I was like, did I do this? Did I affect them in some way? I thought I helped them, or I thought I was able to like provide stuff for them that I clearly wasn't, or maybe they just got to a point where it was too great. But I understand that viewpoint. Yeah.
Do you feel like your friends understand you?
I think so. I don't think they understand the drive I have to constantly create all the time. But I do have that constant desire to create. Part of that desire to create is because if I don't feel like I'm putting enough into this world to make it a better place. I feel like this year, 2018, I think is a year where I feel the most, kind of the happiest since I was a little kid, which is great. My uncle died, my very close uncle died in 2017, and I went into this really deep bout of depression. My wife was she was like, you have to get out of bed. And I just couldn't bring myself to get out of bed, because in my dreams, my uncle was there. And I was like, this is where I want to be. Everything can be how I want it to be in my dreams. And so I think after a year of realizing, going through it, and then realizing, this is real life and I can't escape it, I was like, okay, let's tackle life and do it. And I feel great this year. It's like I've worked on so many things over the years, and I'm finally getting to a point where I'm like, okay, it's okay. Life is full of contradictions, and that's part of it, and it's okay.
Who would you say in your life has helped you the most?
My dad would be the one. Just because he's always there. When my mom left, my dad was there. And then when my brother and sister left the house, my dad was there. When I was doing shows in like bands at like bars when I was in high school, my dad was there at every single show. I still talk to my dad almost every day.
If you could share a message about a memory or gratitude to your father, what would that sound like?
We were walking into the grocery store, about to go inside, and I was probably 7 or 8 years old, and he turned me and he held both of my shoulders, and he said very intensely, "Son, you do what you love in your life. If you love something, you do it, and don't let anybody tell you no." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "You promised me that you're gonna do what you love." And I said, "I promise you, Dad." And he said, "Okay." And then we went to the grocery store, got some food. So
wise words.
So here's the tune. Son, do what you love. Son, do what you love. Don't let anybody tell you no. Don't let anyone slow you down. Don't let anyone make you feel like you can't go. Do what you love. Oh, do what you love. Never stop yourself from dreaming. Always keep that mind beaming to what you love. You can do anything you want in this life. Make sure it's in your heart. If you can't, then why are you doing anything at all? Do what you love, son. Do what you love. And in the end of your life, when you think back and you're dreaming about the things you've done, I hope that you can say, I did what I loved. Now let's go get some milk.
Thank you again to my guest, Matt Griffo. You can learn more about Matt and his shows, including how to support him through Patreon, at mattgriffo.com. Thanks again, Matt, and talk soon. That wraps up this episode of Crazy Right with Dave Asher. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider writing a review or rating this podcast, and of course, we would love it if you subscribe. I'm Dave Asher, and I'm glad to be here.